Damn. Hey, yo, this series could be a little gross, man. This was a raw ass moment right here. Damn.
I got 100 on my dash, got 200 in my trunk. Name in the grab bags for my trunk.
What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Kaedegami, chapter 11 to be exact, and we got it where we about to start on a new arc where our gang is going after another piece of Chiyu's body, and we got it where they got the new girl who joining them. I'm gonna just call her Z because she has a Z in her name, so I'm gonna call her Z for short. Hopefully you guys understand who I'm talking about, but she's the new character. She seems to be quite skilled after reading this chapter, and one thing I will say about her character, well, not about her character, but about this series in general, like, yo, it really be having some raw, gruesome ass moments, and you guys already know what I'm talking about because it happens in this chapter. You've already read the chapter. We're going to get right to it, man. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. I greatly appreciate it. We got this amazing picture of the new character where she's laying in bed with I don't know if that's a real cat or a pillow. I want to say a pillow because the way she's leaning on it, but you got her laying there. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a dope ass picture. It really is. But anyway, it jumps to them. They're actually eating dinner at some type of diner, and you have it where she's explaining what their next mission will be and how, we got kids within this orphanage where they're disappearing. They're constantly disappearing one by one. These kids are disappearing, and so they're gonna have themselves placed in this, in this orphanage, and see if they could find out what Shingul is actually behind it. And once they find out who this Shingul is, they're going to try to defeat it because they're saying this Shingul actually has a part of Chiyu's body. So you have it where that's the plan. They're eating. Old girl Z, she's coming off like an asshole. She's being very mean. She's pretty much talking like, yo, only the mission matters now that you know the mission. Come on, let's go. And as they're walking to the location of this little orphanage, you have it where your boy Kou asks her like, yo, hey man, you're pretty cool. I wonder if we can be friends maybe. And you have this hilarious moment where Chiyu, she's thinking to herself like, befriend a nasty bug. And then you got it where he's like, well, it was nice of him to ask her that. So she's kind of conflicted on her feelings if she should be mad or happy, and she's like, man, the boy Kou really has grown up. He really has matured. And of course, you have it where Z grabs Kou by his by his shirt and saying like, yo, me and you be friends. You know what I'm saying? Nursing you back to health was something I only did because I was told to do it, man. Like, yo, it's the job, nothing else, nothing more. We won't be friends. It'll never happen. And the way she looks, she just looks so angry. Then she goes to tell him like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Shingul hunter. My job is to eliminate them. We strive to save humanity from the threat that posed, posed by the Shingul. She was like, and yet, here you are acting like we can be pals. You disgust me. You've chosen to ally yourself with a Shingul of all things to dedicate your life to it. No, you and I are not going to be friends. And she was like, not to mention that you are some runt who reeks of a back country. In fact, how about you just don't talk to me ever again? And then you have it where Kou is just looking like, yo, how can you be so mean? All I wanted to do was get along with you, and I don't reek of anything. Isn't these the clothes that you gave me? So pretty much he's saying like, if these clothes stink, it's because you didn't do a good job washing them. And then you have it where Chiyu is watching and he's like, yo, he really hasn't spent much time with other humans, so he doesn't really know what to get upset about. She's saying he should be more upset on how she disrespected him, but he's thinking about the clothes and stuff like that. And then you got it where she even calls him short or whatever, and he's like, yo, I'm not a runt. The only reason you're taller than me is because you're wearing those heel boots. Take those off, and then we'll see who's taller. You're cheating right now. And you just got this little argument between the two of them where they're kind of coming off like sister and brother, if you ask me. And you have Chiyu who's watching it, and she's just thinking of two little dogs barking amongst themselves. But you have it where they finally make it to the location that they get to. A young girl greets them at the door, and she's walking them around. This place has a bunch of kids who lived here, and they study traditional forms of dance and theater, and if they do good enough, they get an invitation. And as she says this, you have it where she takes out a blade and she stabs herself in the hand. Like, this is really, really brutal. Like I said, this series can be pretty damn brutal. She stabs herself in the hand, and you got it where Z grabs her saying, like, yo, what are you doing? And she looks at Z like Z is crazy. Like, Z's the crazy one. Like, yo, what am I doing? Can't you tell? Just look at how short my fingers are. Longer fingers are much, much more beautiful. Wouldn't you agree? I have to make myself beautiful, because if I don't, I'll never get an invitation. It's the only way I'll get to meet the terrifying, beautiful one. The terrifying, beautiful one is crazy to me. Like, the word terrifying and beautiful just don't go together, if you ask me. But she pretty much saying, like, yo, all those who are beautiful get an invitation to meet the beautiful one. And that's what everyone's trying to strive to do. So you have it where Kou and them are saying to themselves, well, that's all we got to do, and we'll be able to meet the Shingul. No doubt the beautiful one is the Shingul. At least that's what they're thinking. Then you have it where a woman appears. I believe her name is Young. And she appears and she says, like, she runs the orphanage or whatever the case may be. And she asks if Kou and Z are siblings. And she's like, yeah, I can tell. And then you have it where she's like, yo, well, let me see your talents. Let me see what you're capable of. Of course, you have it where Z picks up a sword and she starts dancing with the blade. And I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty dope. It looks amazing. Her artwork with the blade is crazy. You even have Chiyu looking at her saying, like, yo, she's moving so gracefully. Like, yo, look at how cool she looks while she's moving. Even your boy Kou is thinking it himself. But you have it where Chiyu says, like, yo, go ahead and pick up a blade, Kou. I will guide your actions, man. I used to dance on the battlefield before every battle quite a bit back in my day. She was like, yo, I will guide your movements. And of course you got Kou saying, like, yo, he has a bad feeling about this. But next thing you know, he starts, exchanging blows with his sword against Z, and you got them where they're clashing. Then you have it where the chapter actually ends with them having the sword to one another next. And of course you have the lady who's in charge pretty much saying, like, splendid, like, yo, would you two like to meet the beautiful one? And you see they proved that they were very talented with their sword skills, enough for this lady to say, well, I'll take you to the beautiful one. Now, of course, this lady is human. She's not a Shingul like we were suspecting, but she may be working with the Shingul, is what they're suspecting. Like, it's what Kou and them are thinking. Now, if that's the case, I wonder if she's working for it like she's being controlled, or if it's something that she's choosing to do so that she could gain something in return. I'm very curious. And I wonder what kind of powers this Shingul is going to have. Because if the influence is causing these people to harm themselves without even realizing that they're harming themselves, they're seeing it as they're making themselves look more beautiful to be accepted. It's just insane to me. Like, that scene with the girl stabbing her hand was crazy and unexpected, but a pretty dope scene, not nonetheless. Like I said, this series can get pretty damn gruesome, and I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. I can see it only getting darker as it goes on. But I'm curious to hear y'all thoughts on this chapter. What did y'all think about it? What do you think about the new character? I want to see what she's truly capable of, because we really didn't see too much of her as far as when it comes to fighting. The most we got of her fighting is what we've seen in this chapter with the dance technique she just did with the blade. But I want to see what she's truly capable of and how strong she really is. I mean, she is a hunter, so she might have some secrets just as powerful as the person that helped out, Kou in the battle against Nubu. But let me know your thoughts down below, and if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.